1, 2, 3. Start the camera. Yes, start. Okay. चलो हम आ गया. फिर किसके लिए? तुम्हारे लिए. किसके लिए? स्टडी हब के लिए. किसका स्टडी हब? तुम्हारा स्टडी हब. क्या नाम? द स्टडी हब. Yes. So what? बटन दबाओ. क्या करो? क्लिक करो. क्या करो? Subscribe. I want subscribe. And you want this. Yes. Okay. So student के request के लिए today I will start the sample questions discussions part 2. It is only internal questions. So it is very important. First internal, second internal. Any of the two which will be the highest value, highest marks, that will be scored and added to the main marks. Okay. So be careful. So that's why I am discussing this second part. And after that I will discuss 2 or 3 chapters then for the semester. Sample question paper discussions for semester. Okay. Remind it. So let's start about the second internal questions. Let's start.
A few moments later.
Today just I will start about the most easy things which will come in the exam, not in details, just one by one. That is what is pH. All of you know, somebody do not know. pH mean क्या है? pH का आंसर क्या है? pH, the word pH means की potential, power of hydrogen. The power of hydrogen today discuss की pH, primary cell, secondary cell, electrode potential, electrochemical reach, Faraday's laws of electrolysis, lubricant, classification of lubricants, plus points, pour point, cloud point, fire points you have to discuss, and fuel, classifications of fuels, examples of fuels, primary fuels, secondary fuels, and also the units which is used, okay, in case of solid fuel, liquid fuels and gaseous fuels. So many things are there. Only I have told you earlier that I will discuss about the fuel, lubricants and electrochemistry. Okay, only these 3 chapters. Okay, but most of students requested me that only 3 chapters. Just discuss the most important part of these 3 chapters. That's why I am discussing these 3 chapters. Next video I will discuss the other chapters. Okay, so main points are there. So what is pH? pH क्या है? pH का means क्या है? I have already discussed in the classes. pH means potential. Potential means power of hydrogen ion. That is, and mathematical expression क्या है? pH, all you know, pH का means minus log of concentration of hydrogen ion. Okay, the power of hydrogen, potential of hydrogen, power of hydrogen ion, minus log base 10 normally. So this is the third bracket. Third bracket means concentration. The pH equals to minus log concentration of third bracket, that is the hydrogen ion. Potential means power. Potential of hydrogen. pH means. pH scale, Sorensen invented this Sorensen. Okay, you know this Sorensen. So I will not bother. So 1 to 14, less than 7, greater than 7. It is acidic, it is basic. You know. And 6.5 to 7.5, the neutral positions I have already discussed. Main things asked there. Then primary cell, what is cell you know? In case of electrochemistry, you know that is the anode, cathode, that is the electrolytes, strong electrolyte, weak electrolytes, all discussed. Not now, but what is primary cell, what is secondary cell, what is electrode potential? Primary cell क्या है? Sometimes you use some batteries you have seen in your watch, in your torch. After uses you throw it away. Why? Because what is the reason? That means once they are charged, they cannot require any charge. Prior recharge already given there, no reversible reactions occurs. After the use, it will be thrown away. It cannot be recharged. It cannot be reversible reaction cannot occur out here. That is the primary cell. एंड एग्जाम्पल्स यू नो ड्राई सेल, Lagrange cells. Secondary cell में क्या है, reversal reactions can taken place. It can be reused by recharging. You can recharge it, and then after once its charge loss, it can be recharged by electric current. So that is the secondary cell. Okay. Now lead storage cell. Lead storage cell, it is one of the important of examples of secondary cell. Okay, where lead is the anode, PbO cathode, and 20%, 10%, but 20% H2SO4 constant H2SO4 solution is electrolyte you used. I already told. So these are the main the things. What is electrode potential? Potential क्या, electrode potential क्या है? Electrode potential मतलब क्या है? Suppose कोई metal, if you dip any metal in a metallic solution, उसका salt solution में कोई metal you dip करो तो क्या होगा? तो मेटल उसको डिप करने के बाद कहाँ से उसको जो मेटालिक जो सॉल्ट है उस सॉल्यूशन में डिप करोगे तो क्या होगा? वो मेटल एंड सॉल्यूशन के अंदर एक पोटेंशियल डिफरेंस क्रिएट होगा. इट क्रिएट्स अ पोटेंशियल डिफरेंस इन बिटवीन मेटल एंड द solution. The metal rod is deep in the metallic solutions. What happens? A potential difference will produce in between metals and the solution. That is known as the electrode potential. Electrode potential, two types: oxidation potential, reduction potential. Oxidation potential, reduction potential. When electron is lost, accept of the electron, reduction potential. And in some cases, what is the electrochemical series? When metals are arranged in increasing order of, metals are arranged in increasing order of, you see out here, lithium, potassium, calcium, lithium, potassium, calcium, magnesium, ऐसे हाइड्रोजन, कॉपर, ऐसे. That is in increasing order of their electrode potential, a series, you will get a series which is known as electrochemical series. That means it is minus 3 point something. This is also minus 2.96. This is 2.76. ऐसे हाइड्रोजन का आएगा 0.00, उसका बाद आएगा प्लस 0.31. ऐसे it will increase. The increasing order of electrode potential, if you arrange the elements and the series you get, is known as the electrochemical series. Okay, electrochemical series. These are the electrochemical series. Clear? Besides this, you can also read in this chapter Faraday law of electrolysis, first law, second law. What you learn from the first law? So what is learned from this? The first law. The first law, the amount of ion discharged or dissolved in the respective electrode, the amount of ion discharged or dissolved from an electrolyte, from electrolyte copper sulfate solutions, यहाँ से आयन डिजॉल्व होगा, ओके, और डिपोजिट होगा कहाँ पे? रेस्पेक्टिव इलेक्ट्रोड में, एनोड में या पॉजिटिव कैथोड में. पहले अमाउंट ऑफ, कितना अमाउंट ऑफ आयन डिपोजिट होगा, कितना अमाउंट ऑफ आयन डिजॉल्व होगा. पहले अमाउंट ऑफ आयन डिजॉल्व और डिपोजिटेड इन रेस्पेक्टिव electrode from an electrolyte depends upon what? Is directly proportional to the amount of current flow through it. जो जितना current भेजोगे उतना amount of deposition होगा. That means W, amount of deposition equals to W, amount of ion deposited or dissolved in the respective electrode from the electrolytes. W is directly proportional to the current flow through it. W varies as Q. Or again we know Q equals to Q, ampere, Q equals to C into T. T second में, okay. This is a coulomb in second. That is the Q equals to C into T. W equals to W varies as Q, that means CT, but W equals to ZCT. At what we get in this proportional, we indicate a constant Z, electrochemical equivalent, ECE. Z equals to ECE. This is the first law. If in the exam explain the Faraday's law, first law, tell the first law, then derive this W equals to ZCT, and you have to find out the definition of Z. Not squared out here. It is 1 second, 1 coulomb, 1 second, 1 gram deposition होगा, तो Z equals to 1 होगा. In that case, you can easily define the definition of ECE, electrochemical equivalent. Electrochemical equivalent equals to Z, electrochemical equivalent. अमाउंट ऑफ कितना अमाउंट डिपॉजिट होगा वो डिपेंड करता है किसका ऊपर, कितना अमाउंट ऑफ करेंट हमने भेजा हुआ है. द अमाउंट ऑफ करेंट फ्लो डिपेंड्स अपॉन द डायरेक्टली प्रोपोर्शनल टू द डिपोजिशन ऑफ द आयन. क्लियर. एंड नंबर 2, सेकेंड लॉ क्या होगा? जस्ट आई एम डिस्कसिंग वेरी शॉर्ट, not in elaborate manner, just briefly what I have discussed in the class. That is the elaborate 1 hour 2 hour classes, but here just 15 or 15 minutes I have to cover it. Just I am giving the hints how to remember and how to write. That only, not only details. I have details explained in the classes, and Faraday's laws, if I want to explain 1 hour, I will take 1 hour minimum, but here within 20 or 20 minutes I have to cover all these things. Clear? So just I am discussing the main things which you have to write just to pass. Okay? Remind it. Second law क्या होगा? Same amount of current. Suppose same amount of current हमने भेजा हुआ है डिफरेंट इलेक्ट्रोलाइट में, तो जो डिपोजिशन होगा और डिजॉल्व होगा जो आयन में in the respective electrode from that electrolyte, it depends upon what? According to the chemical equivalence. Equivalent to what? The deposition of the deposition कितना होगा? दादा मैं क्यों बोल रहा हूँ? I am given in the example in the classes. If I given same amount of food, 10টা রসগোল্লা দিলাম, সায়নকে দিলাম, আকাশকে দিলাম, তপনকে দিলাম, what will happen? What you see? The different, that means the capability that taking of these sweets, all the three will not take at all in same time. That means capacity of eating the rasgulla are not same, or eating all the sweets according by the 3 students or 4 students are there are not same. Somebody eats 4, somebody 10, somebody 1 or 2. That means in the deposition, same currents I am sending, same currents to the same different electrolyte. Different electrolyte में I am sending same electricity. So what will happen? The deposition of the ion or dissolves of the ions in the respective electrolytes in the respective electrodes will be different. And how it will be different? It will be according to their equivalent weight. Suppose this is the deposition and U1 is the chemical equivalent of this one electrolyte. U1 जो सेकेंड इलेक्ट्रोलाइट है उसका केमिकल इक्विवेलेंट है E2, या इसको जो डिपोजिशन होगा W1 by W2 इक्वल्स टू U1 by E2 ये होगा. बट ये कहाँ से आया? That means deposition of ions is directly proportional to the according to their equivalent weight, that is W varies as E. W varies as E. That it is directly proportional to their chemical equivalent. That was the electrochemical equivalent Z. It is the chemical equivalent weight. The deposition of ions is proportional to their chemical equivalent. Modda kotha etai. The deposition of ions is directly proportional to their chemical equivalent. W varies as E. Bas, this is the main thing. Bas, write it and take the marks. Clear? This is the second law. Just W equals to ZCT, W varies as E. If you remove this, you have to find out, you have to keep out their constant, okay, but remind it. Next, what is lubricant? You know. What is flash point, pour point, cloud point? Flash point में क्या होगा? Momentarily flash, at least 5 seconds. Okay, pour point, cloud point, fire point, at least 5 minutes. Catches fire, cease to flow, makes hazy, cloudy. All I have discussed in the classes. Okay, remind it. Lubricant classification, lubricant, fuel classifications, example of primary fuels, secondary fuels, and their units also you have to remind it. From this chapter, I will not go further. So go through this from your book very carefully, and this is the main things for your just internal exam, and for the semester I will discuss it elaborately and very clearly. So now this is, I have drawn my ends out here. Once again I क्या रिक्वेस्ट करेगा और इन्फॉर्म करेगा, क्या करेगा? I again tell you to subscribe it, okay, and good night. হলো কিছু